Welcome to Bold Voices, a production of the Community Foundation of Broward, where we explore Broward's biggest issues, get to know some of the people and organizations creating a bold impact in our community, and take a deeper dive into the world of local philanthropy with the experts at the Community Foundation of Broward. And now it's time to be bold.
Welcome to our bonus edition of Bold Voices, a production of the Community Foundation of Broward. I'm your host, Ellen Jaffe. In our last podcast, we spoke with Stella, the president, CEO of Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. And she had so much to share, we couldn't fit it all into one segment. So today, we are thrilled to give you more of the background of how Joe D, as Caitlin calls it, is taking children's care to a new level, medically, physically, and emotionally. Caitlin, you and Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital are known for making the experience unique and fun for kids, whether through art therapy, an in-house TV channel just for the kids, therapy dogs, and of course, the only children's hospital to have a full-time clown on staff, Lotsy Dotsy, a South Florida legend. For someone who's never been to Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, can you describe what it's like on a day-to-day basis?
It's sometimes a very heavy environment, but I feel like the job of the team around the children, which is me and my team and all the amazing caregivers that really do the heavy lifting, part of our job is just to make it feel like normal for them, that they're not in a hospital, they're having fun, they're still kids. We try to keep positive experiences incorporated into their day. The feeling you get when you're in the environment at Joe DiMaggio, it's all about the brightness and the light and the color. And we make every corner of the hospital feel as good and as comfortable and as warm and loving and welcoming as it can possibly be. It's important for me that they don't feel like they're in a hospital.
Right.
They might not be home and they might not be at school and they might not be exactly where they want to be, but they're at this really interesting place that has some fun stuff going on.
Right.
You know?
And it's almost like Century Village for kids where they can meet a lot of people their own age
exactly.
and participate in activities.
Well, and that's important because they see other kids their same age dealing with their same issues, you know, and we have this campaign at the hospital around the word love. And that came from the logo because the logo has a heart in the center. And when I started at Joe DiMaggio, I said to the team, I said, well, you do realize like love is at the center of everything that we do. And it's even in the logo every time we see it. Every time we walk in the front door, every time we put on the badge, every time we put on the scrubs, like it's a reminder that that is what's driving us. We love kids. We love our community. We love what we do. And it's just a reminder constantly. So it's everywhere. And so the kids know it now, you know. I'm on the board of the Museum of Discovery and Science, and we had a ribbon cutting, and I always ask the kids, who's Joe DiMaggio? And they say, he has a hospital.
They don't even think of baseball.
That. Of course not. They're like 5 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
But it is true, like it's a recognizable symbol, so they understand that it's a friendly place as soon as they see it when they walk in the door. And every person that walks up to them has a big heart right on their chest or right on their badge or, you know, so it's like a bunch of superheroes swooping in, which is what they are.
You can't help but feel the love. I think love is one of the most healing energies. Laughter and kindness. Those three things, to me, make everything great.
Yeah, it's true. And comfortable. I think that's what we're always trying to do is make the hospital feel like home. Even though you want to be home, you want to be at school, you want to be with your friends and siblings and sports teams. If you have to be at the hospital, you're not unhappy that you're there. You know, we have lots of positivity and great experiences. I call it like a cruise ship. There's always an activity going on and they can choose what they want to do. And it's pretty surreal when people come to visit.
And I would think even more so now that you finished last year's construction, you doubled the size, went from 4 floors to 8 floors. And I understand the theme is the power of play.
It is.
The top 4 floors that you added, each one has its own theme.
Right.
Can you talk about these themes and all of these different extras, the bonuses that are in the hospital that make children feel like they're home or at camp or at after school having fun?
Absolutely. So the whole building has the theme of the healing power of play. And the first 4 stories have themes also. So we started with sports, games, arts, dreams. Those are the first floor. And the top 4 floors are imagine, rhythm, adventure, and grow. And they all mean something like, for example, the rhythm floor is the cardiac floor. So the heartbeat, that kind of stuff. We really thought about how to make it special and something memorable. The construction of the hospital kind of mirrored what the original building looks like. The original building has a family resource center, so it has a lounge area that families can relax. There's a little cafe. We have playrooms all over. For example, in the oncology infusion center, there's a play space. In the ambulatory area where you're waiting for things like dialysis, there's a play space. The inpatient units have a playroom. Every floor has a family lounge. They have family laundry services. Because think about your child has a teddy bear. Your child has a blanket. Your child has favorite PJs. You're going to be in the hospital for a week or two. You're not going home. They want that bear.
Right.
And that bear's got syrup on it because they just eat pancakes, So we don't put those in our laundry because, we send our laundry to big laundry facilities so parents can wash their own stuff. And honestly, I think it gives them a sense of normalcy. They would be home doing something like that and they're there doing something like that too. So it doesn't make it feel totally weird that you're at the hospital.
Right.
There's a kitchen. There's stuff like that in the building. And then on the upper floors, we did the same thing. So we added, every floor has a playroom. We added an outside play space, which is the Hope Terrace. And we also, on the 8th floor, we worked with the Garth Brooks Teammates for Kids Foundation to create an entire zone that is just play. So it looks like a combination of a children's museum, a school, a movie theater. There's a lot of different amenities. There's a dance floor. There's an air hockey table. We have a gaming therapist that can orchestrate gaming therapy for kids that might be isolated or, that might be their thing, but they're not with their friends to game. So they can set up, you and I, maybe we're the same age, maybe we like the same game, maybe we have the same diagnosis. And so we can orchestrate.
And they also become a support system for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For a kid going through whatever it is that puts them in the hospital. Knowing that they're not alone, they're not the only one, that they're not different from everybody, not an outcast.
Right. That is a part of the hospital's spirit, that you're always being connected with families that are going through what you're going through. We have a very active parent advisory council. We have that broken down into subgroups too. So if your child has an oncology diagnosis or a behavioral health, mental health diagnosis, that you get support from other parents that are going through what you're going through. Then we have a youth advisory council, so we have the kids participating in decision making.
That was one of the things I was wondering about, was all of these different things, like internet connections.
Get Well Network, which is like our TV platform, which is like the kiddie control center. That's what I call it. It's like they can control everything from this wireless keyboard that's in their room. They can change their avatar. They can communicate with their nurse. They can order food. They can
room service.
Yeah, we have 24/7 room service.
Right.
Everything's open to them. Like, for example, even when the playrooms are open 24/7.
It's like they've been heard. You have listened to them and put their desires into place so that it really is a happy place.
It's a place for them.
Yeah.
It is a place for them, for sure. And it's interesting because I round and spend a lot of my time talking to the children. And I want to know, what do you love the most about Joe DiMaggio? What are you going to remember when you go home? Did you like the food? Did we have enough toys for you? And I will get feedback like, you don't have enough Legos, or I don't like your pancakes, and so I take it to heart because I feel like that is a make or break. Sometimes they can have all kinds of other things happening to them, but what they'll remember are things like a dog came to visit me.
Pet therapy, dogs, yes.
Right? Some kids won't do their procedures or get out of bed unless Freedom is our dog that is going to come and take you for a walk, go walking with you, and he knows a bunch of commands. Children are remarkably strong and resilient. And I think that's what I've learned over 25 years of this career. I've been working with kids for 25 years, and they are the most wise, strong, they have such amazing perspective, especially the ones that have chronic illness. Especially when they start on a journey of a health issue in a place like Joe D, I feel like we have this obligation to set the course for how they see healthcare from then on. So, we talk to the kids so they understand what's happening. We have a lot of emphasis on what we call child life, which is child life specialists are people that are trained as child developmentalists that can explain to you what is happening to you.
In your language.
In your
so
language.
You understand
So
it.
if you're 5 years old and you've been diagnosed with cancer, how we explain it to you, your port, your chemo, how you're going to feel is very different than if you're 14.
Right.
But in general, children, first of all, deal with adversity in a different way and bounce back in a different way. So that's what's so inspiring for us. You know, you might think you're having a bad day, and then you walk around the hospital and you're like, if this little girl can run around after heart surgery, like my problems aren't problems.
When you talk about child life and this focus on reaching children on their level, we really have to mention Lotsie Dotsie.
Clown therapy. She's a piece, but she's one person. You know, she's in high demand as an individual. So we're now trying to expand the whole Power of Play team. You know, so we've decided that the Power of Play team, we call it the POP team. The POP team is really what will be, you know, that's Lotsie, what she's been building for years. And like I said, everybody that comes into DiMaggio has that heart, has that playful spirit. So now we have like 30-something people trained to be able to bring fun and play to the children so they don't always need her. I'll give you an example, like the people that push the wheelchairs, the transporters, they're going to transport you from your bed to the MRI machine and back. They're going to take you to the OR. They're going to take you from your bed to the car. They're familiar faces in the hospital. So we decided to train them all on the Power of Play approach. And so they use her same technique. So you get to choose the music you're listening to when you're on your way to the MRI, you know, and they have little speakers and they dance, they sing, they play. The valets know all the kids that come in, you know. So then you're not just relying on one person. It's all of us.
It also makes all of you personal and friends to the kids.
Correct. So we're all familiar faces. Like a lot of them know me now, you know, so I'll get phone calls like, oh, you know, we're here today. Can you come by? You know, or, oh, you know, he liked when you played that game with him last time. Can you come back? So we all are like that. Not just me, my whole team, all the executives, all the management team. Like we look at them as our kids. Right. You know, they're not just patients in a building. Like
well, now I'm feeling like I need to release you from the podcast so you can go back and take care of your 216 children.
Oh, I've got thousands of them.
Yeah.
They don't all stay overnight. But I always tell people that I think people that are coming to the hospital always feel kind of like bad, you know, reaching out like, oh, I felt bad calling you. I need help. I really need my kid to see this. Or we have a kid in our community who really needs to see this specialist. I mean, that's why we're here. Like they should be able to contact any of us. We have something called our Kid Cierge. So on our main website, the Kid Cierge was a passion of mine because I felt like every family needs to have an advocate on the inside.
Yes.
Because the rest of us have contacts in healthcare. Not everybody does. Or like if you just move here from out of town and your child has 10 specialists where you just moved from, you need a friend on the inside, right? So Kid Cierge is for everybody. In any way we can bring the stress level down before a family arrives, it helps with their stay because they know they have friends on the inside that are going to take care of the whole family. It's important to me that when families are coming, they're not afraid. So we do a lot of things in advance. Prep for surgery, teddy bear clinic, where if a child's going to have surgery and they're afraid, we have tours where they bring their favorite stuffed animal and we show the stuffed animal all the things they're going to go through. Or, you know, we show them the rooms, we show them the machines, and they can ask all the questions. And we even have through Garth Brooks like a 3D printer, so we can print something and say, this is what this is what your port's going to look like. Go home and play with it, you know? Yeah. So you've got to use tools that kids understand.
Right. And all I hear in my head is, this is why you have such a great success rate.
Yeah. I think the other piece of it, though, I don't want to make it sound like it's just all about fun, even though it's important.
The quality of care. It's the 650 physicians.
Well, it's the quality and safety that is the true north. Everybody knows, and we will never compromise it. And there's amazing communication and collaboration. We recruit people from top children's hospitals all over the country. And they want to come to Joe D just like I did for different reasons. You know, some of them like, oh, wow, that doctor's working there. Or this is a great community. Some people just want to live here and they want to be at the best children's hospital in the area. So they come to us.
I just can imagine anyone listening to this has to be feeling so proud of our community, proud of Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. Proud of you.
Thank you. And I have to say, I usually end most of my presentations when I give them with one kind of reminder that we are absolutely privileged to be the children's hospital for the families in this community. It is an honor that they trust us with the lives of their children, and we take it seriously, and we work as a team to make sure there's zero harm, every child, every time. That's always our goal, right? But on the flip side, the community is also very fortunate to have this gem.
Right.
Because some places have no children's hospital, and some places have a children's hospital that doesn't have the depth and breadth of pediatric boarded specialists available to their children, delivering care with so much love, so much TLC. So I feel obligated to remind people that we're honored, but we should feel very fortunate to have it here and take care of it.
It's a full circle.
Absolutely.
You give, you get, we give, and ultimately everyone is working together for the benefit of the children. And Kirk Engelhardt, who said, Ellen, you have to talk to Caitlin. You must talk to Caitlin Stella from JDCH. I understand exactly why he said that. Your energy, your heart. Not only do you literally wear your heart on your shirt, but you wear your heart on your sleeve. Absolutely. And you bring it with you every day. So I thank you.
I thank you.
If someone knows someone or has a child who needs care, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, jdch.com website is the way to reach us. We have something called Lotsy Botsy. So she's our little chat bot. So you can chat there and you can put anything in there and we can help you. And then Kids is able to be contacted if there's a special request or need or just information. And then our foundation can be contacted through jdch.com/give.
Caitlin, Stella, thank you for taking so much of your time to talk to us.
It was an honor, Ellen. Thank you for having me.
It has been our pleasure. Again, jdch.com if you'd like more information about Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. And you can always find information about the Community Foundation of Broward at cfbroward.org. We appreciate you listening and check back here regularly for the next Bold Voices podcast.
Thank you for listening to Bold Voices. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and hope you'll be inspired to join us in creating a better Broward for all. If you'd like more information, visit us online at cfbroward.org and remember to always be bold.